Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., just so you don't have to. Guys, my name is Not Important. I'm your host, and it's good to be back. I'm not awake yet. Let's get into it. Guys, SEC XRP reveal a victory for the industry. Ripple CEO, if you did not hear, the SEC dropped its case against XRP finally. U.S. recession would be a big catalyst for Bitcoin, says BlackRock. And last but not least, guys, Trump to speak at Digital Asset Summit report. Is it going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event and a big giant nothing burger? That's the vibe I'm getting. We shall see. With that being said, guys, per usual housekeeping. If you enjoy the content provided for here in the mornings on Boring Crypto, please smash that like button, guys. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, smash that like button. Please share the stream on all of your social channels. Tell all your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife. Guys, I'm telling you, right now, when it's boring, and prices are down, this is the time that you need to be looking at crypto. This is the time that you start stacking positions. This is the time you need to be learning. Don't be those people that walk away because it got boring. And then after everything's pumped several 100%, start reaching out to your friends and be like, whoa, should I buy right now? Don't be those people. On top of that, guys, if you want to learn how to trade crypto as well as traditional markets, be part of a really good community that helps people become financially savvy. Early calls, etc., etc. If that sounds like something you want to be part of, guys, as usual, go ahead and click on that link that is in the comment section. That'll take you to the Pip Connect Discord. That is Andy Peters' personal Discord. If you have any questions about that, if you want to see if that's the right fit for you, things like that, go ahead and reach out to myself or Andy. We'll do our best to get those questions answered for you. On top of that, guys, again, I'm not awake yet. I took some stuff to help me sleep last night, and it is leaving me groggy as hell. But it's good to be back. Andy had a quote unquote men's retreat over the last 3 days. That's where I've been. Again, learning, growing, community, etc., etc. Yeah, just seeing how we could grow as guys, men. In our overall lives. Trying to think how to word it. As well as just building camaraderie and community and getting to know each other a little bit better, things like that. It's a good 3 days, man. But I'm tired. Long days. We were pretty much hanging out 9 a.m. till 11 o'clock every night. And that's where I've been. So now I'm back. I'm trying to wake up. Somebody slapped me. I'm 2 cups of coffee deep, and I have not woken up yet. There's no one here. This is what happens when you disappear for 3 days. Everyone forgets about you. But whatever. I'm here. I'm showing up. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the market, guys. Right now, current market cap sitting at 2.79 trillion, up 1.37% for yesterday. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 60.7%. ETH dominance looking like a bag of crap, 8.6% for ETH, and 0.5 Gwei will get you that ETH transaction. It's wild right now that everything everyone wanted ETH to be, as far as cost per transaction, etc., is where it's at right now. Yet it's doing nothing. It's wild times. Right now, guys, current fear and greed index sitting at 31. I don't remember where it was last time I did the show, but still in the fear realm, fear area, fear region, which means time to start making buys, guys. I'm telling you, Bitcoin still looks great. Bitcoin doesn't look bad at all. But my point is the overall the overall altcoin market is in bear market territory, guys. It is a bear market in the altcoin sector. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean walk away from it. and not look at it till it's pumped again. That's the point. If the altcoins are in bear market territory, it's time to start looking at shit to buy. It's a wild concept. Trust me, I know. I get it, but this is how money is made. Anyways, let's go through that top 100 as usual and see what the biggest movers are. We had a little bit of a pump yesterday. Just more bullish news. Supposedly Trump's supposed to speak at this digital asset summit today. Maybe we'll get a pump. I don't know. FOMC yesterday did exactly what we expected it to do. No interest rate move at all. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. As soon as they start lowering those interest rate, guys, expect a lot of liquidity to come back into the market and it to move. That's what everybody's really waiting on right now. So, again, with that being said, let's go through that top 100 see the biggest movers are. Right now, Bitcoin up 1.96% in 24 hours. XRP, 6.4% to the upside for the day. I think we got like around a 12% pump yesterday before it started retracing a little bit. What else we got? Anything big? Anything big? Right now, it doesn't look like it. No, I'm seeing 4% is the biggest movement I've seen. Oh, here we go. Form. What is Form? I don't know. That looks new to me. Form, 21.61% to the upside. I have no idea what that is. We got 5% Pancake Swap. 5.22 to the downside for Curve DAO. 5.17 to the upside for Kava. And Axie Infinity bringing your 100 spot down at 2.35% today. Not a lot of movement. Not a lot of movement. Yep, there's your top 100, guys. Let's go to the charts. Bitcoin, 1 hour. Boom, 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 boom. So here's your pump. Let's go. I want to see this bigger. Okay. So here's the downtrend I showed you guys. I don't remember if it was Monday of last week. But we broke out of it and it moved sideways. Right now, the bullish projection is that we're putting in higher lows and higher highs. This is a good sign. This is a upward trend. And it's slow too, which this is actually good. What's really good about this is that it's a slow grind. Nothing crazy and wild like this. This is very, very healthy and bullish. If we continue to range in this perspective, top to bottom in this ascending channel, we could potentially be around 90K within the next couple of days, which would be good. We have really turned my see you later buy line of 82K into support. I'm not mad about that at all. Right now, our resistance though is that 86,670 area. Right here, we kind of beat our heads against it after the little pump yesterday, and now we're getting rejected. We could potentially see it come back down to, let's say we move this over just a little bit, probably about 82.7-ish, 83-ish, before we get another move to the upside, or Trump could say some crazy shit today and we could just rip to the moon. Who knows? But this is what I'm looking at, guys. This is the only thing on the charts that's really going on. Yeah. But I wouldn't be mad at this. I wouldn't on the short time frames, which is the 4 hours what we're looking at. A slow, steady grind to the upside would be very bullish and healthy for the market. Outside of that, let's turn off all of my nonsense. Go to your 12-hour. Let's see what we're looking at, because I haven't looked at this in a while. We've definitely put in a floor, right? 80K, 77.5. Oh, you piece of poop. I don't like that. It doesn't matter. I don't like that. But looking at the 12-hour, we see what our strong resistances are. We've got this 86,670 We'll just call it 87. Nice round numbers. Again, next we've got 91,875. Let's call it 92. And then again, we've got 95K. Those are going to be our strongest resistance levels that we need to get above to basically invalidate this downtrend, guys. Those are the zones. That is what I'm looking at. That is everything I see, guys. Here's something I've learned. If you guys really want to talk about what goes on in the Discord and things like that, before I go into news, here's some food for thought. Nick, why don't you have Market Cypher pulled up anymore? Nick, why don't you spend like 700 hours on the charts? Nick, why aren't you pulling fibs left and right? Nick, why aren't you this? Why aren't you that? Why aren't you looking at divergences and volumes and Well, here's what I've started to learn, man. From spending a lot of time around Andy and inside the Discord, I've had to rethink and relearn, or I'll say it this way, I've had to unlearn a lot of bad habits. There is a simplicity to the way that Andy trades. And don't get me wrong, no trader gets every trade right. So don't expect to go learn from the Pip Connect Discord or from Andy himself. Don't expect to be like, oh, I've got it. I will get every trade I make now. That's not how this works, guys. We all get certain trades wrong. But the point is to see a setup, go, okay, I think this is the direction it's going to go, pull the trigger, understand the risk to reward outcome, and then see where it goes from there. And the point of me saying all this, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked, is there is a simplicity that I am starting to learn from watching Andy and how he trades. If you're spending, in my opinion, and from what I'm learning too, if you are spending hours looking at the chart, say you're looking at Bitcoin, let's say you're spending hours looking at this chart, right? You're wasting your time. You don't need to look at it that long. Just like you guys see when I go, oh, this is what I see, this is what's going on. That's the amount of time you really should be spending on the charts, in my opinion. And that's what I'm getting from Andy, and guys that are better at trading than me in the Discord. There is a very, very strong simplicity to this. Not easy. Easy is not the correct term, but simple, right? So, for example, we're looking at the 4 hour. Let's jump down to 2 hours so I get a little bit more price action. Well, we have an uptrend. Where would I enter a trade? Let's go to smaller. Let's go to 30. So right here, and yes, you've got some fake outs. This is kind of a shitty fucking, excuse my language, this is kind of a shitty trend, but you'll get my point here in a second. You potentially have a trend. This thing is going up. When it looks like this thing is breaking trend, this is when you start entering trades. Just like, go back to 4 hour. Just like this right here, which is way better setup. But we have a obvious downtrend. Touched, rejected, touched, rejected. Came touched, rejected, touched, rejected, touched, rejected. Touched, almost rejected, bought back up, and then broke out. And now we're moving up sideways. This is all we're looking for, guys. And believe it or not, I'm starting to learn that it's that simple. When I used to spend all these times looking at all these indicators, just to try and make a trade, or to try and open a trade, it's not necessary. You don't have to do. I just don't think it's that necessary anymore. Watch your zones, watch your trends. That's it. That's it. That was a long, rambled, winded way of explaining how to be simple at trading, and I hope that made sense. But so, for example, right, we have a green impulse move, which is the bottom of this channel. So if I was playing this channel, I am going to long support and short resistance. Long support, short resistance. If this is what I'm looking at, right? Short resistance, long to support, short the resistance, long to support, short the resistance, long to support. Now, what I'm really looking for right now, especially since we've set up a obvious channel here for the bigger impulse moves, I'm waiting for a break. Oh, but Nick, I can't trade that every day. When do you know it'll be a breakout? I don't. It could be several days to weeks before I enter a big impulse move trade. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people think they need to be making trades every day, guys. That is not how you make money. You can't force a trade. Absolutely cannot force a trade. You wait for the trades to come to you. So if I'm looking for a high volatility impulse move, I'm looking for a breakout right now of this channel. I'm waiting for it to break out of this and either shoot to the downside or break out of the top of this and shoot to the upside, which will probably be about 95K if we do get a big breakout and impulse move to the upside. Hey, is that Stargoid? Dude, I'm so bad at like people's names. On YouTube, it says, just wanted to drop in and say hello from Australia. Like your TAs and how you explain things from your perspective. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. But outside of that, guys, there really is the longest or the wrapped up thing I'm trying to say is the simpler you make this stuff, the better you're gonna get at it. And again, it's not about getting every trade right. No one ever does that. 0 people get every trade right. It's about making your wins outweigh your losses. And if you do that, you're crushing it, period. It's that simple. So again, I'm just learning how to simplify what I do, make a decision, pull the trigger. Understand the risk reward, right? That's it. It's cool. Hope that makes sense. That's all looking at Bitcoin right now, guys. We're like I said, we're forming this ascending channel that we can bounce around for a few days. Outside of that, look for a potential impulse move to either the upside or the downside right now. Everything's kind of, everything is just on a whim waiting to see what Trump might say one day to the next. That's it. So that's all I've got for you guys in the chart today. So we're going to move on to the news, get you out of here. I've got a physical therapy appointment this morning, so we're going to make it fast. SEC's XRP reversal, a victory for the industry, Ripple CEO. The SEC's dismissal of its years-long case against Ripple Labs marks a new chapter for crypto, the CEO said. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's dismissal of its years-long, what a weird way to word this, of its years-long lawsuit against Ripple Labs, the developer of the XRP Ledger blockchain network, is a victory for the industry, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said at a Blockworks 2025 Digital Asset Summit in New York. Earlier on March 19th, Garlinghouse revealed that the SEC would dismiss its legal action against Ripple, ending 4-year litigation against the blockchain developer for an alleged 1.3 billion unregistered security offerings in 2020. It feels like a victory for the industry and the beginning of a new chapter, Garlinghouse said on March 19th at the summit, which was attended by Cointelegraph. Major reversal. Dismissal of it. Wow. It's going to take me a minute to get back into the swing of things, guys. I apologize. The dismissal is the latest and arguably the most significant reversal by the SEC under the U.S. President Donald Trump. The agency previously dropped charges against other crypto firms, including Coinbase, Kraken, Uniswap, for similar alleged securities law violations. Under former President Joe Biden, the SEC brought upward of 100 enforcement actions against crypto firms, typically alleging failure to properly register products that the former SEC Chair Gary Gensler said fell under the securities regulators jurisdiction. Trump has taken a friendlier stance toward the burgeoning, I can't read that, I'm not that smart, industry, promising to make America the world's crypto capital and appointing industry-friendly leaders to key regulatory posts. The new chapter started with the reset at both the Congress and executive branch when Trump came in and nominated Paul Atkins, Scott Bessent, and brought on David Sachs, Garlinghouse said. Trump nominated Atkins and Bessent to head the SEC and Treasury Department, respectively. Sachs is Trump's artificial intelligence and crypto quote-unquote czar. A newly created White House advisory role, blah, 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 blah. Ripple's invested over $2 billion in investments, has invested over $2 billion in investments. Well, if you're investing, wouldn't it be called an investment? Well done, Cointelegraph, on your wording. And acquisitions across the crypto landscape, and some of those have nothing to do with XRP, because if crypto does well, I fundamentally believe Ripple will do. I hate these nothing burger articles, guys. I apologize. Anyways, the SEC dropped its case against Ripple. That's all you really need to know. And it's been a long time. Believe it or not, I was never really a huge XRP fan. Look, I'm here to make money. This isn't about like any kind of altruism or purist stuff for me. I'm here to change my life and make money. And when the SEC went against XRP and XRP tanked and the price is suppressed, I looked at it and went, cool, I'll take that bet. And that bet has paid off. While everyone was selling and freaking out, I went, I'll do it the opposite of what retail is doing, and I'll take that bet. So I bought XRP as it tanked. And now it is doing well for me. U.S. recession would be a big catalyst for Bitcoin, says BlackRock. Bitcoin would be a big winner from a potential U.S. recession, as it's built to thrive in a high fiscal spending. Low interest rate environment, says BlackRock executive. BlackRock's head of digital asset, Robbie Mitchnick, says that Bitcoin will most likely thrive in a recessionary macro environment, contrary to what some analysts may think. I don't know if we'll have a recession or not, but a recession would be a big catalyst for Bitcoin, Mitchnick said in a March 19th interview with Yahoo Finance. Mitchnick said Bitcoin is catalyzed by increased fiscal spending, deficit accumulation, lower interest rates, and monetary stimulus, all of which tend to happen in recessions. And it's catalyzed to some extent over fears of general social disorder, Mitchnick pointed out. And that, too, unfortunately, is something that can happen in a recession. The BlackRock executive said the market is, quote-unquote, not particularly well calibrated to Bitcoin, and many still view it as a risk-on asset. Risk-on assets such as stocks, commodities, and high-yield bonds tend to suffer during times of economic crisis. But Mitchnick said in September that he believed the asset was mislabeled. But that's where the opportunity comes in form of education in a market and asset class that's still very nascent. Mitchnick said BlackRock has been helping some of its clients see through some of these conflicting narratives. He added that some of BlackRock's more sophisticated long-term Bitcoin accumulator clients see the market correction as a buying opportunity and aren't bothered by the current economic headwinds. Meanwhile, researchers from cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase were less bullish, saying crypto's positive outlook for the first quarter had clearly been misplaced by recession fears and recent tariffs imposed. Fears of dramatic U.S. economic slowdown or even recessions have caused sentiment to turn sharply. Coinbase Institutional said in its monthly outlook report on March 17th, BlackRock has played a key role in the institutional and wealth advisory adoption of Bitcoin through its iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF, which holds the most net assets of any Bitcoin investment product at $48.7 billion. That's a lot of money. Mitchnick isn't worried about the mass net outflows across most spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds of late, pointing out that it has mostly come from hedge funds unwinding of spot futures arbitrage trade, not the long-term buy and hold investors. Bitcoin is currently trading around 86,000 right now, sitting at $85,458. Up 3.8% over the last 24 hours. All right. Last but not least, guys, Trump to speak today at a digital asset summit. It will be the first time a sitting president has spoken at a cryptocurrency conference, according to Blockworks. United States President Donald Trump will reportedly speak at Blockworks Digital Asset Summit in New York on March 20th. His speech will mark the first time a sitting U.S. president has ever spoken at a cryptocurrency conference, Blockworks said in a March 19th announcement. Trump's presence at the event underscores his embrace of an industry that under former U.S. President Joe Biden was the target of more than 100 enforcement actions by federal regulators. When we started Blockworks, we could barely get someone from a bank to attend the event, Jason Yanowitz, one of Blockworks' co-founders, said in a March 19th post on the X platform. Now we have a sitting U.S. president addressing 2,500 institutional participants. It is incredible how far the industry has come. Blockworks reportedly confirmed Trump will address attendees via a video recording at 10:40 a.m., Fox News reporter Eleanor Terrett said in an X post. Changing political fortunes. During his 2024 presidential campaign, Trump spoke at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, Tennessee, where he promised to make America the quote-unquote world crypto capital and hinted at plans to form a national Bitcoin reserve. Since starting his presidential term in January 20th, Trump has signed executive orders instructing regulatory bodies to accommodate digital assets, forming a White House crypto advisory team, and creating a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile. He also nominated pro-industry leadership to key regulatory posts, including at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Treasury Department. Bo Hines, executive director of the President Council of Advisors on Digital Assets, spoke at the Digital Asset Summit earlier this week. On March 19th, Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple Labs, announced the SEC was dropping its years-long action against the blockchain developer while at the summit. Since Trump took office, the agency has also dropped charges against we know this. Blockwise did not specify the topics that Trump planned to cover during his speech, which it said would take place on Thursday morning. Almost time. Pre-market's opening up. Let's see what that's doing as soon as I'm done reading this. Representatives of the White House and Hines did not immediately reply to Cointelegraph's request for comment. They usually don't. Crypto industry executives told Cointelegraph in March they are hoping Trump will provide more detailed regulatory clarity on topics such as stablecoin regulation and taxes to charts. Pre-market. Pull them back. US 30. Pull them back. Watch that trend line on US 30 on your 4-hour. Break the trend. Probably coming back down to 40,500 or, 40,660. Something like that. That's it, guys. That's all I've got for you this morning. Per usual, guys, if you do enjoy the content provided for you here every morning on Boring Crypto, please smash the like button. Give me a follow on Facebook and a subscribe on YouTube. Share the videos and the stream on all your social platforms. Let's get some more people in here and build this community. Outside of that, guys, if you want to learn how to trade better, whether it be crypto or traditional market stuff, be part of a community keeping more eyes on the market, getting you into early trades, early setups, early calls, etc., as well as just helping each other become financially savvy. Again, if that sounds like something you want that you might be interested in, guys, click on the link that is pinned. I can't talk today. Is pinned in the comment section. That'll take you to the Pip Connect Discord, guys. If you have any questions about that, please reach out to myself or Andy Peters. We'll do our best to get those questions answered for you. And outside of that, guys, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. I am out of here.